Good afternoon, happy Friday, and welcome to Coach Trista's Kitchen. Today is all about meal prepping. And let me make sure I just hit record. I sure did. Okay, well, welcome to today's training. I'm very excited to be doing a little live with you guys and just share with you what I do and how to make meal prepping a little less stressful because I know being a busy woman, being a busy mom, it is sometimes it feels like a really big, daunting task to prepare meals and, just be prepared, plan everything out, and, make sure that not only are our children eating properly, but so are we. We have to make sure, like, I know for me, sometimes I get so busy that I could easily forget that I haven't even eaten. So that is what we're here to do today. We're going to talk about just different variations of ways that you can meal prep and ways to have meals planned ahead of time. So I'm going to share some of my favorite resources with you first, and then I'm actually going to walk you around my kitchen. We're going to do a little crock pot meal and then just talk about some different options, just some different or some of my favorite foods that I always have on hand, and also just how I plan out my meals that are going to, fuel my body, but also meals that my family will enjoy as well. So give me a moment as I pull up one of my very, very favorite resources, which is inside of our Fit Life Collective. So anybody who is in our amazing community has access to all of these different tools that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So first, we are going to be walking through different ways to meal prep. Okay, so let me share my screen with you today. And let's come right here. We'll share the whole screen with you guys. All right, so before this call started, well, I hopefully Zoom is requesting. I think we are. Okay, hopefully we are good. So this is called our 4-step batch prepping meal prep strategy. I know that's a lot of words, but ultimately what we're saying here is we want you to, or I understand that it is not always easy to take one day and just plan your meals out for the week. There's a couple reasons. Some people do not enjoy eating the same thing over and over and over. So this is kind of my solution. I like to take 2 days of the week where I will spend an hour cooking some proteins, cooking some carb sources, and just making sure I have a few items from each category cooked. So it's bulk prepped and in the fridge, and then I can throw meals together. So that's what's worked for me over the past years. I know some individuals really, really thrive off after or off of making like actual meal prep where it's like Monday through Thursday, I'm going to eat this same meal every day for lunch, these same meals for dinner, and then kind of switch it up each week. So that is another option as well. But for me, I like to have a little bit of variety. So I am a huge fan of having a couple proteins prepared, a couple carbs prepared, and then I mix and match my meals throughout the week. I like to keep my um, seasonings fairly generic. That way I can add sauces. That way I can add, different toppings to make it. Maybe one day I have more of a Thai bowl and the second time I make more of a Tex-Mex bowl. So I'm going to kind of walk you through what that looks like. So first of all, you're going to choose, and I said choose from these 4 categories. So we've got your proteins, your carbs, your fats, and your veggies. So one thing I love to do is I guess before I even come to this meal prep strategy, I've got to have a game plan in my head. And what does that look like? So I have this little meal planner. So this is a weekly meal planner, 3 meals per day. And if you know anything, or if you're in the Fit Life and you've heard me talk about our 30-12-4 method, that is one of our guidelines, one of our strategies where we have 4 meals a day. Each of those meals up to 30 grams of protein, and you're eating within a 12-hour window. So this is only 3 meals. However, most of my meals are 3 meals and one smallish snack. So I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about that today. So this right here is right here. So this is our weekly meal planner. And this is something great that you can print off. That is what I love to do. I love to print this resource off and then go to the different recipe books that we have inside of all of our resources. And then from there, I just pick the top 4 proteins that I'm going to be cooking for the day. Or sorry, not top 4, but 2 or 3 protein sources that I'm going to meal prep for the week. So that is what I have done. I have printed this out. I have wrote out what my meals are going to be for the week. And I also take into account something that I had for lunch or dinner might be a leftover. So I will repeat that meal. So for me, I am home every morning as of right now. So as of right now, this is kind of how it works. Like every morning, I get up, I have my own morning routine. And as I wake Evie up for school, I make eggs every single day. It is something I enjoy to do. I want to make sure that my daughter is headed to school with something in her stomach where she feels good, right? So I make eggs and toast most mornings or a protein pancake. And I actually did not plan. I didn't like, I will definitely share that recipe here with you guys. But I didn't plan that part ahead. So that's something I can share later on. Or for example, today is run club. So we have to be to Evie's school a lot earlier than the normal days of the week. So instead of making eggs on Fridays, we do either overnight oats, a protein shake, or a good to go bar, which I think these are local to Utah. I'm not sure. But it's a well-balanced bar that's has a good amount of proteins, fats, and carbs in there, and it's more of a meal replacement. So that's kind of it's a well-rounded snack. So I take this meal planner, print it off, and then I go to the different recipes that we have in some of our recipe books. So this is one of our high protein recipes. So we have anything from tacos, like just a lot of different variations, because I know that we want to get creative with some of our meals so we don't feel like we're eating the same thing over and over. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 2 of my favorite recipes that I can make multiple different variations of meals from them. So I just wanted to share a few of the resources that we have in here with you on how to just different ways to kind of spice up your protein options. So as you'll see, lots of chicken in here. These are all chicken recipes. We have some steak, we have some salmon, we have pot roast. And this is just one of the few recipe resources that we have available. And I'd like to keep it simple, very, very simple. So what I'm showing you guys today, the foods that I'm going to be preparing are very, very, very simple. I'm just kind of giving you an idea on how to print this out and then plan your meals accordingly. So what I have here is for this week or for next week coming up, we'll have eggs and fruit and toast with every single, for our breakfast. And then I'm going to have lunch and dinner prepared for the first half of the week. And so that's going to look like crock pot chicken with black beans. And that's this recipe, right? Oh, I got to get more stuff out of the fridge, but I will show that to you in just a moment. And then we have, I like to have 15 like meals that take 10 to 15 minutes in the evening so that it's low prep and easy. So I get these little salmon fillets from Costco and I just throw them in the air fryer. It takes 8 minutes. Oh, 8 to 12 minutes, depending on the size. Just add a little olive oil, add some salmon seasoning, pepper, and voila, I just throw it right into the air fryer. And I will also cut up vegetables and throw it in the air fryer as well. So we have an air fryer that has two drawers, and I can, cook both of these, or the salmon and the vegetables at the same time, or I could throw the vegetables in, I could steam them in the microwave or throw them on a pan and put them in the oven. So those are just a few options. I like to keep it, you guys, I like to keep it so simple. So another thing that I do is these are little microwavable sweet potatoes. So I'm kind of coming back to the plan or that batch meal prepping, back to this one right here, where you're picking a few items from different categories. I kind of make some notes over here. So what are some of the foods that I'm going to need in order to plan my lunch and dinners for the week? So salmon, chicken, and ground turkey. So those are going to be the three main proteins. I already talked about eggs every morning. My carbs are going to be sweet potatoes, and then fruit, rice, and I made a loaf of sourdough bread this week. So this is another carb source that we will be eating. So got our sourdough bread. And then I want you to think about snacks. I like to have some easy, healthy snacks on hand. So I will do your like some jerky, or I love the Chomps beef sticks, protein smoothies, yogurts, cottage cheese, and nuts. And then fats would also be nuts. And then I like to add olive oil to a lot of my cooking or to my salads or to my vegetables, and avocado as well. So those are the foods that I'm going to have on hand this week. So I'm gonna walk you through my crock pot salsa chicken. We're gonna get that started right now. So let me go ahead and we'll just stop sharing my screen for a moment, and I will walk you guys right on over here. So I hope you can hear me. I'm gonna be sharing a few different things with you today. So I gotta grab stuff out of the fridge. All right, so we are gonna keep it, again, very, very simple. And I went ahead and took some chicken breast. These are just frozen chicken breasts. So you can see I threw them. Oh, no, you can't see. So these are some frozen chicken breasts that I threw in the fridge to thaw out a little bit, as I knew I would be doing this a little later in the afternoon. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't cooking frozen. If you are cooking fully frozen, is totally doable as well. You just want to cook in your crock pot a little bit longer and slower. So allow yourself 6 to 8 hours. So I absolutely love crock pots because I can start a recipe first thing in the morning before I head to work. And by the time I'm home for dinner, it is juicy and ready to go. So what I've got here is about, I would say this is probably about a pound of chicken, pound and a half of chicken. I'm gonna put some chicken bone broth in there to liquefy this just a little bit. And again, this is salsa chicken. So we're gonna have, I don't know, you guys can't really see. Didn't think this through very well. There we go. So I'm adding a cup of bone broth, and then you can choose any salsa that you would like. And this is one of my favorite salsas. This is called El Pinto, just a medium salsa so that the whole family can enjoy. And I'll just pour that whole thing in there. Another thing I've done before is I have added in Rotel to give it a nice little kick. And then I've already cleaned and rinsed these, but these are just black beans. So a can of black beans, voila. So we'll throw that in there, and that should be plenty of seasoning. You can add more salt, pepper, cayenne, garlic, any other seasonings that you would like to kind of spice this up a little bit. But now this right here doesn't look sexy by any means, but it is going to be delicious. And so with this salsa chicken, I will throw this over, I will throw this over rice. I will put this on a baked potato to make like a loaded baked potato. I will put it I'll put on a bed of lettuce and have like a salsa or like a Tex-Mex type salad. So you can add some cottage cheese, or not cottage cheese, you can add some, sorry, let me get this started real quick. So I'm gonna cook this for about 5 hours. Okay, so we got that going. So I am gonna have a whole, probably with this meal, I will probably have three meals for myself. And then of course dinner for our family. So, and of course the family right now is Evie and I. And my husband will be a part of that down the road here soon. So next up, I love to just ground some, or, cook some ground turkey, and we're freezing. There we go. So my other protein that I like to prepare is ground turkey. So I will just put this in a pan and cook it on up and to season it. And again, when I'm seasoning my protein, I will keep it fairly mild so that I can, again, I will cook this and then I could throw it with some marinara and some higher protein noodles for an easy meal that my family enjoys. Or I can throw some salsa with this. I'm a huge fan of Tex-Mex bowls. I think they're so easy. One of my favorite things to prepare because um it's easy to fit your nutrition goals, your macronutrients, making sure that you're starting with that protein source and then adding in some sort of a carb and a fat. So with that being said, I will make my ground turkey. A few of my favorite things are adding it on sweet potatoes and putting some kale on it, and then drizzling a little olive oil. That's one of my favorite things to do. I also will put it with rice and kale. I love kale. So that's something I will do. Again, I just like to keep it pretty generic, or I will throw on some sort of a lower sugar marinara sauce for the family because my daughter loves pasta. So we will get the Bonza pasta, and that is one thing that is a really, really easy meal that just takes a few minutes. So I want to make sure that I have my proteins prepped for the week because it makes it so much easier to plan. So my meals again for this week are the chicken salsa. I'll have this ground turkey. I bought some marinara sauce. So one night we could do pasta, and that'll usually give me leftovers. And one other resource I wanted to share with you guys. So I've got some food cooking on over here. One other resource I wanted to share with you guys is we have some really good breakfast ideas. So if you don't have time to make eggs every morning, which I understand not everybody does, then we have some overnight oats, some overnight oats or overnight yogurts, Greek yogurts, parfaits that are super simple to make, some breakfast sandwiches. That's always another fun, easy option as well. And you can wrap those up and put them in the freezer, grab one out at a time. Like just having, really what it comes down to is planning ahead. That's the main thing that's going to help you be most successful. So figuring out what that looks like for you, what meals work best for your family. So I wanted to show you guys just a few, you know what, we'll go like this, just a few of my favorite things. And some more tips, of course. So whenever I buy fruits and vegetables, when I get them home, I want to make sure and rinse and cut them all up. So I will be cutting up some zucchini, some squash. I love cooking these in the air fryer. Makes it super, super simple. I mentioned some fat sources that are fats and snacks that are great to have on hand. Pumpkin seeds, amazing for if you're low on zinc, trying to boost your testosterone. Walnuts have some amazing health benefits as well. So those are great options. Again, adding olive oil to your foods, avocado as well. And if you get avocados and they tend to go bad before you have the option to or opportunity to use them, you can cut those up and put them in the freezer. So that is something I do as well, or I'll buy the little like avocado squished avocado cups so that I can freeze those and grab one or two out for each meal so that I am not worrying about avocados going bad. Again, protein smoothies, that's one of my favorite things to make. Very easy to get a high protein, about 30 grams of protein per meal. So one of my favorite brands is Just Ingredients. And right now, my favorite thing to do is 1 scoop of strawberry, half a scoop of vanilla with half a banana, some hemp hearts to add some good healthy fat and protein with almond milk. So that's my favorite. It's kind of like a strawberry banana smoothie. It's absolutely delicious. And then another little tip for vegetables. So again, like cutting up fruits and vegetables is the way to go when you first get them so that they're easy just to grab and go. That's what I'm all about, is making this as simple as possible. It does take a little work on the front end, but I promise you, it saves you so much time in the long run. So I will also buy some greens that are already cut up for me and ready to go. I love adding this to, I will add this to my ground turkey and some rice, and it just gives it a little crunch, adds in some fiber, and helps kind of give it a little extra bulk so that I feel like I'm eating a little bit more if I'm in a calorie deficit. A few other things that I'd like to share, which makes I buy a lot of frozen fruits and vegetables just to make my life a lot easier. So one of my favorite things is to buy these little bags of jasmine rice from Trader Joe's. There are 3 bags in here. Each of these bags is is 2 cups of rice per bag. So that feeds a family of probably 4. So one of these bags will feed, well, yeah, about a half a cup of rice per family member or 1 cup of rice. I also will do sweet potatoes. So this is just sweet potatoes. I'll throw these in the microwave and then can mash them up or add a little, depending on if I want sweet or savory, I can add a little honey to these and some cinnamon and kind of have a little sweet treat. A few other snacks that I always have on hand are cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. Those are great options to increase your protein intake for the day. So again, kind of coming back to that meal method, our 30-12-4, trying to have anywhere from 20 to 30 grams of protein in 4 meals will help you reach your goal of at minimum 100 grams of protein per day, which has so many amazing health benefits. It's going to stabilize your blood sugars. It is going to help you feel fuller longer. It's going to help you maintain the muscle mass that you have so you can increase your metabolic rate, meaning you can eat more and still lose weight. So there's a lot of amazing benefits to making sure that you are getting a good amount, an adequate amount of protein in through the day. So I'm going to come right back over here to this meal prep guide. So I've mentioned that if you do not have time to make eggs every single morning, this has some amazing options, some amazing options in here. So we got apple pie overnight oats, and most of these are going to be anywhere from 20 to 30 grams of protein. So great option. We have a peanut butter and jelly Greek yogurt parfait, one of my favorites, banana roll up. We have a chocolate chia pudding, protein pudding. Again, so where's this one? About 20 grams of protein. Friendly breakfast sandwiches. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but you can make these. It's very easy to throw in, make several of these at once, like buy a whole case of the egg English muffins. There we go. And prep these ahead of time, wrap them up individually, and you can just throw them into the microwave. Here's a savory overnight still cut oats. Again, right around 20 grams of protein. Spaghetti squash breakfast casserole. That's another easy, or like something that I used to do a lot was I would take a muffin pan and I would make just little tiny egg white or egg muffins, and you can add some vegetables in there. You can add some cheese, some bacon, some sausage, just depending on your palate, what you prefer. And you can have little eggs, like just little quiches that are very easy to freeze and plan ahead for the week. So again, I like to do this 2 times a week. On Sunday and Wednesday works for me. This is when I sit down and I prepare 2 to 3 protein sources to last me for my lunches and dinners. And of course, every now and then we will cook the night of, which I like to keep those meals short and simple and quick. So I will do a lot of stuff in the air fryer, which is, our air fryer salmon. And so if we come back to this protein source over here, chili is another great one. I think there's an air fryer. Oh, there's grilled salmon. So there's a grilled salmon recipe in here. However, you can easily add this to an air fryer and cook for anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes, and voila, you have dinner for the night. So whenever you're planning your meals, think about this. So this is called our meal builder. And this is one of our easiest things, or this is one when you're when you're overwhelmed and not sure of where to start. If a recipe seems very just overwhelming, come to this meal builder and start with a protein source. So you're gonna, depending on your size, how many meals a day you're eating, you're gonna want to choose a portion that's anywhere from 4 to 8 ounces, and this is cooked, of a protein. And you're gonna pick your protein source, and then you're gonna pick a carb source. And right here, again, anywhere from a half a cup to a full cup of each of these carb sources. And then you want to put a fat with that. So make sure you're getting adequate amounts of fat. So this could be anywhere from a half to 1 tablespoon of fat. So whether you're drizzling a little avocado oil on top, or olive oil, adding some nut butter, avocado, guacamole, chia seeds, hemp seeds, like whatever that looks like to your meals. And then if you want to add some spices, here are some great options. And these right here are some lower calorie friendly sauces to kind of spice up your meals a little bit. So this is how I meal plan and meal prep. It just makes it a lot easier. So I plan, or I choose for the week 2 to 3 protein sources, 2 to 3 carb sources, and then my fats are on the counter. There's something I can just grab and add very easily to my meal, and same thing with my spices. So I really hope that this was helpful. I know that is a ton of information, and meal prep can feel very, very overwhelming. And that is why we have all of these amazing resources to really help you be successful. It just takes a little bit of planning on the front end, but I promise you, once you have this down, it is so much easier. And then if you want to take it to the next level, something you can do is portion out your proteins. So what I will do is I will take my crock pot chicken and I'll put it all in one big Tupperware. I will take my ground turkey and put it all in one big Tupperware. I guess I better stir this. So, or if you want to plan things out a little bit more, you could take a smaller Tupperware and divide your ground turkey into 4 ounce servings and put them in a Tupperware, put them in a Ziploc bag. And then all you have to do is literally grab out, you could, you know, have your sweet potato in a bag, have your ground turkey in a bag. You're headed to work, you grab one of each, have some vegetables on the side or have some salad, and you have a complete meal right there. That's just grab and go. So, what the whole point, the whole goal of this is to really help you determine how to fit this into your lifestyle. So whether that is meal prepping for the week, whether that is bulk prepping a few items 2 times a week, cooking a dinner and knowing that the next day that is going to be your leftovers, you're going to take that for lunch. Maybe it is making all of your breakfast the week or on one night for a couple days, and that way you can grab and go and just have your breakfast and lunch, and you come home and you prepare a dinner for the family. So there's a lot of different ways to navigate this and to navigate meal prepping. But I hope that this was helpful. Thank you for joining me. Now, I will have ground turkey. I will have my salsa chicken for the week. I will put them over rice, over sweet potatoes, add some green vegetables to it, and then add a fun little sauce to spice it up. And I have meals for the week. So thank you guys for joining me. I will see you again soon with another live training where I don't know yet. I'll see what you guys need. So let me know what it is that you need more support with, and I will plan the next training based on that. So thank you again. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday.